Howdy folks, I'm going to see how this is going to work for me. This will be my first attempt videoing how I whip up my lather and getting this camera situated. This looks like this might be as good as it's going to get. I have 3 different kind of bowls in here, and this one in particular is not necessarily a bowl, but it's a scuttle from Crown King. You might be able to see that. And I've already got some water in there blooming. This scuttle does not have hot water in it, or any water as far as that goes, outside what you see right there. I've used this scuttle just like it is, and it lathers just fine without any other water in it outside what's right there. So in other words, if you're wondering, can this double as a bowl, scuttle, keeping your lather warm, not warm, whatever the case might be, works just fine. Because if you're, especially if you don't have a whole lot of room in your bathroom, and this might be all the room that you have, it'll do. It'll work just fine. It'll double both ways for you. Got 3 different kind of bowls here. Got a scuttle. This one here is a wooden bowl from Instinctive Goat. It's got concentric rings, grooves in it. And this one here is a much smaller bowl, and it has grooves in it also. Got 3 different kinds of soaps. In this one here, I've got the Wild West Shaving Company. This is Russell's soap. Put it in there. This one here, this is the, there we go. This is Shave Master General's soap. And I've got this soap in the Crown King scuttle. And I got Frank's, there we go. This one here, this is Hoover, Strike Gold Shave. This soap is made by Mason Boutique. And Jennifer, yeah, she makes the soap for Frank, if you're wanting to know. So if you're looking for her soap in the future, you'll have to, there we go, check out Frank's website on the Etsy page there. Now I also got them soaking, and this is just a habit. I try to keep the same routine regardless what kind of bristle it is. And I have a synthetic, I have a boar, and I have a horsehair. And I usually squeeze out a little bit of water out of the brush. It's easier to add water. And we'll go ahead and get started here. I usually take a good part of that bloom water and I work it into my face after I've used the hot towel. And for me, that's just a good routine for me. It works well. I take my time when I work up my lather. If you're in a hurry, overslept, whatever the case might be, I would suggest keeping a good tube of shaving cream around, like Arco, Derby, Palmolive, whatever, and you can whip it up in a bowl pretty darn quick. Not that it takes that much longer to do this soap. In other words, you can kind of see I'm just taking my time, not really working real hard at it. Donald from Wet the Face, I'll try to remember to include a link down below. Watch how he lathers in a Captain Choice bowl. I mean, he can whip them up in no time. So in other words, it doesn't really take a whole lot of time. You just need to be patient, relax. You kind of see it just works up on its own. And that's with a brush with a small knot. You can work up a really nice lather. And this right here is pretty, this will be the consistency that I would shave with. This is what I call a wet or a moist lather. This is what I work with. Because for me, I get a better glide with a shavette or a straight razor like this. So I have a tendency to consistently, almost always, whip up my lather just like this. And this was with Russell's soap. In other words, it doesn't take too terribly long to do these. Let's see here. I'm going to use the horsehair from Via Long. Squeeze out a little bit of water. And here, this wooden bowl here, don't know if you can see that or not, that's cherry and walnut. And some soaps take more water than others. And my preferred method, the way I do it, is I have the water trickling usually a little bit. I just stick it underneath the faucet real quick, put a little bit more water in there. Yeah, that looks like that's going to be about right. You can kind of see the big bubbles coming up. I just work them right back down in there. In other words, I don't get too excited about the big ones when you first start out. You want to keep on working your soap, your lather. Got to keep on looking at that little screen, make sure I'm still in the screen. Just keep on working it. Now I do know I have several brushes. So if you're one that maybe only has 3 brushes, 1 brush, whatever the case might be, how you treat your brush might be different. But sometimes I notice that for me, in order to get it close to that lather right there, I may have to push down on the brush inside. I know some people say don't do that. I do. I know my brush is going to get wore out at some point in time, and I've got several now, so yeah, I use my brushes. You can kind of see right here, this is, like I say, this is about pretty close to the consistency that I work with. You can still work up a little bit more. There's still plenty of soap. That's the other thing too. Put plenty of soap in your bowls. Don't skimp on the soap. Yeah, see, it could probably stand to have just a little bit more water, but for me, this is close enough. And this is with a horsehair brush. Be along there if you can see that. And I have no idea how this is going to turn out. It might be totally upside down when you watch it. Look at that. That's good stuff there. Especially by the time I get ready to put this on my face, some of those bubbles right there, if you're concerned about those bubbles, they'll go away. It's this part right here is what you're after. So that's looking pretty good. Alright, now for the scuttle. Got it here blooming. And also I swirl it like you're doing a wine. I swirl it around. Helps bring out the scent. And that's what blooming is all about. It's just it's bringing out the scent. There's, you know, how you say, the byproduct of blooming. Yep, this is going to need some more water. In other words, when I take the bloom water and I use it as a pre-shave. Matter of fact, this may need some more. This bowl right here, scuttle, the bowl part right here, is deep. It's more of a, how can you say, almost a V shape. I have if you've seen some of my videos, I have a red one, and it has, it's very tall on the top, and that also will help you keep your lather inside your bowl. That little one there that got Russell's soap in, yeah, you're going to have to take some care, otherwise you're going to have that stuff everywhere. I may have put too much water in this one now. But this is one of the things I noticed about these kind, that lather will work up its way up to the top, and you just got to keep on working your way down. And if you got too much water and you feel like you need to, you can always take that part right there and just work it out into the sink and keep on working your lather. It's one of those things, your mileage may vary, and really there's no rules per se. If I say there's a rule, just have a good shave. Enjoy it. It shouldn't be such a chore. Pick a scent that you like that helps set the mood for the day. Look at that. That didn't take too terribly long. Look like this video is nearing the 10-minute mark here pretty soon. And I got 3 bowls whipped up. This one here is a Troubadour from Crown King. Matched them up, didn't I? This little brush, I really like it. I have a tendency to like the small knots. I like to use a big one every once in a while, but if I had to say what my go-to is, I would say about a 22mm knot is about my size. It works really well for me. I know some like 24 or bigger. My face is not that big, so when a knot that big, it just it covers a lot of area of my face with quickness. Kind of takes the fun out of it. There it is. guess you might say that's a quick demonstration on how I work up my lather. I hope this helps some folks. If not, you might have seen the choice of bowls there to be choosing from. Everybody stay safe and smooth shakes to you.